Hey everybody, in this video we decided to take off and head down to the Keys. The weather in Fort Myers in June just kind of sucks. You get heavy thunderstorms and lightning and everything pretty much every afternoon. And where we were at, it just wasn't any fun. So we took off for the Keys, not really sure where we were going to go and what we were going to do. We didn't have a whole lot of money, so we knew we had to stop somewhere down there and find a job and work for a while to make some money. We really didn't want to stay in Key West. It's just lots of tourists and lots of traffic. So we get to Key West, we spend the night there, and then we decide to head north. We find a state park. It's Bahia Honda State Park, or Bahia Honda, however you want to pronounce it. But it's a fantastic state park. We ended up staying there for about 3 or 4 days. We didn't have a way to get to shore since our dinghy came unglued at the seams, so we didn't have a way to get to shore. So we actually swam ashore a couple times. We did, and then I talked to my uncle, and he has a house in the north part of the Keys. So we headed up there in the boat. We had to go over to the bay side to get over to his house, and we pick up. He had a 2-person kayak, so we actually picked that up. Do some adventuring with that, which was a lot of fun. Going through some mangrove trails and all kinds of stuff. Some of it we could paddle through, some of it we actually just had to pull ourselves through. But overall we had a blast with it. And then with that, we were able to get out and get some lobster. It didn't have a small flag to carry on the kayak with us, so I rigged up our big dive flag from the boat onto a fender and an anchor to hold it up straight. It took a little ingenuity, but it worked out, and it worked perfect. Actually, FWC stopped by and they made a comment on how big the flag was, and they loved it, so it worked out good. We ended up bagging quite a few lobsters, got our limit pretty much every time we went out. We also found all kinds of cool bottles and cool sea creatures, and I mean just all kinds of neat stuff in that little area. It was actually between 2 bridges. It was where the anchorage is. You anchor between the old bridge, which was a railroad and then turned into the road, and then the highway, which actually was what people drive on now. So you anchor in between those two. There's a little cut that goes right through the old road. But right in there is a heavy current, but lots of really cool stuff to see, and lots of lobster all over the place. You can definitely find lobster in there. So here in this conch shell, there was a little octopus hiding out, and so I get him to come out. And he inks a couple times, and then he sits at the bottom, and then changes color in an instant. I mean, it's really cool how quick he changes color. And then he changes shape a couple different times. You can see his little feet. They just kind of walk along the bottom. The current's moving pretty strong. So I was able to get in front of him a little bit, and I put the conch shell back down, and he goes right back into it. But it was really neat to watch this. So. In this picture here, you see a mask. That was a mask that Raynette found while we were out scouting around looking for spots for lobster. It was the day before season was going to start. And then she also found a $20 bill. And then I found that shell underneath the bridge. So, pretty cool finds. Here's a little ledge. It's got a couple lobsters underneath it. There's 2 legal ones, and then there's a smaller one. He might have been legal, but I was looking for my last couple, so I was only going after the bigger ones. But the important thing with lobster is to remember that they always swim backwards. So you always want your net kind of behind them and above them. And when they shoot backwards and they shoot up, they should shoot right into your net. And the most important thing you can do is to get that opening to the ground as flat as possible, because that's how they get out, is where the opening is. So get that to the ground, and then it's nothing but net. Then reach and grab them. They always wear gloves with Florida spiny lobster. They've got spines on them. That's why they're called spiny lobster. So definitely wear gloves when you're catching them. But man, they're tasty and they're super easy to catch. Just look for spots where they can hide in holes. That's pretty much it. Most of the time you'll see their little antennas sticking up, and that's how you'll spot them. While we're snorkeling around, we spot all these old bottles, so we start picking some of them up, and some of the Coke bottles were really neat. Some of them were made in Homestead and Key West, which they don't have bottling plants anymore in those locations. They were from all over, but there were a lot of Coke bottles. I'm guessing it was from people, way back in the day, tossing Coke bottles off the bridge when they were driving over it. But it was really neat. Found some really cool ones, and in one of the bottles we found this little octopus, and played with him for a little bit, and then I let him go. So hopefully a fish didn't eat him on the way back down, but he definitely swam away. So. So here's a snowflake eel down in this hole right here. It was pretty cool. And then a really nice sized stone crab. Unfortunately, it's not stone crab season, so I couldn't take his claw. Hey everybody, I just want to say thanks for watching our video. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. Also, if you hit the subscribe button, you can subscribe to our channel, and anytime we upload a new video, which is going to be probably about once a week or so, you'll be notified, and you'll be able to watch that video. So again, thanks for watching, and until the next one.